Hi guys, I wanted to share with you this clip which is absolutely hilarious. So you have two commentators here who are having a meltdown over the fact that a guy called Mamdani has become the candidate to go up against the Republican in the general election to be the next mayor of New York City. Now, he's a democratic socialist. He's not a communist. He's not a socialist. He's a democratic socialist, a bit like Bernie Sanders or AOC. But let's hear what they had to say.
It is not the closing of a steakhouse that David Zaslav likes to, and you like to go to. Well, you and I have had dinner there a few times.
Yes. And you and I are going to recreate that place.
The rent's too high. You know what? The new mayor, potentially, of New York is going to freeze the rents, and everybody eats for free. So
they don't even know what rent freezes are. Well, yeah, they'll freeze the rents, and then everyone eats for free, and then the businesses will close down. Like, we're talking about the mayor imposing a rent freeze or cap, maybe, on rents. This is something that New Yorkers have been calling out for. You know, New York, like London, Dublin, Hong Kong, many cities around the world, capital cities, it's too expensive to live there. People are leaving because it's too expensive, because rents are too high or to buy property is too expensive. And the potential, he's not mayor yet, but the potential next mayor of New York City is saying we need to have a rent freeze. You know, people should not be able to charge whatever they want for rent. It has to be reasonable. We're going to freeze it for a period of time. This does not mean that people will be able to walk into restaurants and eat for free.
they don't have to worry.
Really?
Yeah.
But how about the rich?
No.
Do they get shot?
No, yes. They get taken.
They're suggesting that he's going to shoot the rich. He's not a communist. I'm not saying that communists are going to go around shooting the rich, but he's a democratic socialist. This is a bit like being, you know, an old Tory or a liberal. We're not even talking about Labour. We're talking about Bernie Sanders. If you look at Bernie Sanders' platform, it's middle of the road. Healthcare for all. It's not exactly radical. That's why he's so popular, because he presents policies that are middle of the. It's what normal people want. Free healthcare, decent schools, cheap public transport. These are not radical policies. They're radical if you're on the far right, or if they're radical if you're a multimillionaire or billionaire. The idea people will have free healthcare, that's insane.
Anyway.
Kulaks.
Yes, they get taken over. We have to go.
In 23.
We have to leave now. But everybody else, there he is. Mamdani.
Maybe he's more modern
winning
than we
the
think.
Democratic primary for mayor and potentially the successor of Eric Adams. That said, there's still a general election to come here in New York. By the way, you know, of course, we're here, we talk about it, but we are talking about a $2 trillion economy. It's not nothing.
It is a, you know.
He wants to get the rents down. One good way to do it is to stop all business and drive everybody out. That'll bring the rents down.
That's a very good point. Right? To go to Jersey, where I am.
Yeah. All right, I wanted to talk.
The absolute contempt these people have for ordinary people. Oh my goodness, this guy could become mayor. These people were probably supporters of Andrew Cuomo. So he was the Democrat who was running against Mamdani, and they were probably supporting him because, you know, he's the more moderate. He's the adult in the room. He's not going to rock the boat. Once again, these are not radical policies. They're pretty mainstream policies in the eyes of the public. But these people are having a meltdown because this is completely alien to them. Imagine looking after the poor. Can you imagine providing free childcare? This is another policy that Mamdani is pushing if he becomes mayor. Free childcare. Can you imagine? That's like communism. And of course, this is going to help ordinary New Yorkers. Is it something that multimillionaires and billionaires care about? Of course not. But politicians need to stop listening to those people. They need to start listening to the average New Yorker, somebody who's maybe struggling to get by, working 2 jobs, struggling to pay their rent, to feed their family. Those are the people you need to be looking and listening to, not these guys. And I believe the guy on the right his name is Kramer. He actually said before the financial crisis in 2007, 2008, that everything would be okay. And he's still on TV. Oh my goodness.